Today we'll be going over the Bobcat S15 laminator assembly. So here we have the whole setup. We're going to have, starting with the laminator, is going to come in its own box. Then we have the stand, first assembly here, and then box number 2 for the stand assembly. And then we have the slicking set here. The tools you'll need for assembling the machine, but they are not included, is a Phillips or a star screwdriver and a metric set of Allen keys. So to begin with, we have this box here. This is the cross member for the stand assembly. And the second box for the stand has the side legs. Also the bolts that hold the assembly together. Alright, for now that we have the stand assembly all out of the box, you're going to need a second person to hold it all together. So I got Dexter here, he's going to give me a hand. You want to that out. You can actually hold both of those. You have 4 bolts that will go into the side. And they just slide in. And there's no proper way, it doesn't have to go up or down, it just needs to be horizontal like that. And you can start by throwing these in with your hand. So just get them snug. I'll show you on that side over there. You can see I'm just tightening those in with my hand until they get nice and snug. And then use your metric Allen keys, and they are a size 10. And you can just snug them up on both sides. There we go. And that is it as far as stand assembly. Next up we have the laminator itself. So when you open up the box, you'll have the feed tray. The feed tray will be right on top of the machine. And then styrofoam will be surrounding the machine. This here is the manual. You start by removing the styrofoam that is surrounding. In the box there will be some of the accessories, including the power cord. Here we have the film mandrels, and then the cord adapters. Next up, you'll need someone to give you a hand to lift the machine out of the box. It is fairly heavy. There we go. And we need to set it on the table behind us. First of all, we're going to remove the plastic styrofoam so you get the utility knife. Now we're going to tilt the machine on its back, just like so. And now we'll need to remove the feet off the laminator. So you just use Phillips head screwdriver. And the feet just removed just like so. the next step is we'll just flip the machine back over onto its bottom. Now if you see here on the stand there is an F on the front, so we'll go ahead and that is the operator side. And the side panel should just line up like so. Now the screws for putting it together were the ones that were in the stand assembly box. And they are a Phillips head as well. Alright, so there are 8 screws that need to go into the bottom of the laminator. There's 2 on this side on the front, 2 on that side, right up underneath, and then there's 2 in the same spots on the back. So to begin with, we'll start by putting these screws up and in. Now that we have the machine on the stand and assembled, we have the safety tray on, everything else should be there. We have a few more things to put on. We'll have the sleeving rewinder to put on and the feeder tray. So the feeder tray will come in on top of the box. It would have been the PC you took off the top of the styrofoam. And then we'll have side guides to put on it. So the side guides are in the box that come with the laminator, and they look like this. So the way they work is the screws are on the outside of each side guide. And there is a bar that will go on underneath the panel that screws the screws into it. So I'm going to take one of these off. Now I'm going to grab the screws. So there are 4 thumb screws that will be coming in the package. 2 for each side guide. So what you're going to do, the side table up. This will go right through, so you can put your thumb screw, the side guide, and start to thread it into that hole there. You'll see I'll do it on the same side on this one. Just put the thumb screw in the hole and thread it into the back. And you can just leave them loose for now because we will have to move them as we get ready to run our jobs. So same again. Just hold that in there. And then bring the back plate up and tighten those in. Right. And that is our assembly for the feed tray. The feed tray can just get placed in here. There is a piece of tape that you'll need to remove that is holding the safety sensor down for the feed tray. Go ahead and slide it in just like so. Now this tray does have to be placed in there properly so that the safety sensor that I just removed the tape for gets pressed down. Next up we have the sleeking set that we're going to put onto the machine. This is going to come in a separate box from the machine, and it will come with the extra mandrel for the rewinder. In the machine, if you choose not to use a rewinder, the box that the machine comes with in the same box will have different side panels. These here are for holding the rolls of laminate onto the machine, and they are both labeled left, as you can see for the left side, and then the right sides are labeled left as well. If you're using the single mandrel holder, it gets placed on the left side at the back, and now this is left from the front of the machine. So you can see there are 3 holes that line up at the back that you can just screw those in, and it's fairly simple. The left side will be on here, the right side has 3 holes as well. So I'm going to go ahead and put the sleeking assembly on, because that's what we're going to be using with this machine, and we'll have the rewinder. So to do so, we're going to have to remove the safety shield and get that out of our way. So we can put the assembly on, and you'll notice that there is a screw with a white spacer on it. We are going to remove this screw for the time being, and we're going to remove the white spacer. That will not be needed with the sleeker assembly. So we'll go ahead and put the screw in. So you can just line that up and do it up finger tight for now, and then we're going to need the screws for the back. And these are come in the same box with the sleeker assembly. And we'll just do it again. Get it started. And that'll hold the assembly on the machine. So there are 4 screws on each side that we'll need to put in. So you can start by putting 2 in to get it started. So that is the left side there, and now I'm going to go grab the right panel that we'll place on. This is the sleeker box, and once again, we have the right side that if you only wanted to use a single mandrel, you can get that out of the box that comes with the laminator. And the same idea, there's just a 3 holes right there that we can place that plate on. So for this plate, we'll remove the screw here and take the white spacer off. You'll leave these white spacers on if you are doing the single mandrel. Alright, and that is that for the side assemblies. Next up we have the core adapters to put onto the mandrel. So for these, the rolls of film can go on right here. So we have different sizes that can go on, and you'll want those on the inside. So we'll put the one on. Just loosen the thumb screw so it will slide up, and then we have notches here for different sizes of the film. So you can go ahead and select a slot and then do that up, and that way that one will not move on you. Then the other side, once you have a roll of film on, you'll place it on the same way so they're both facing each other. And this here, you just tighten it up so it doesn't move, and you're good to go like that. We'll go ahead and put that on here. So you'll see that there is a slot there, and you'll see the same on the assembly over there as well. And then you'll also notice that on this assembly there is a little notch in there that will go on the side assembly on the side. You see, I'm going to put that facing down, and it will slide in like this. So you can turn this to line it up correctly. Just spin it right into place like so, and then you'll have 2 more to assemble and put together. And then once again, we're just going to press it on the slot there, and we're going to turn this so it sits and slides right in there, and then you can see you can spin that there, and we have our tension knobs here for the rolls. Now for underneath, there will be 2 plates that are in the same box as the single mandrel holders, and they'll have a left and right as well. They go on the machine underneath of the feed tray. I will quickly remove these so you can see under there. So we have our left side, there are 3 holes that'll screw on, and then the right side there is the same. There'll be a bag of screws that come with the laminator. Put them in. Alright, now that those are on, we'll finish assembling the last mandrel with the core adapters. Now on the bottom, this is a little different for placing them on. You won't have the slot to slide them into like you do on the rewinder, but you will on the right hand side. So we'll just put that little slot in there, and then it just rides on this side on the shaft. So that is it for assembling the Bobcat S15M laminator. So you can see the basic overview of assembling the stand, putting the rewinder assembly on, as well as the lower mandrel. And that is it. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed.